I call upon you in this hour, bring magic unto me. Brothers, oh, the cauldron cries, it singeth unto me. The songs of Mother Goddess and the Father in the tree.
Hello, my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild, and we are off adventuring into the spaces between. And we're being broadcast live tonight on Truth Frequency Radio, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and TalkStream Live. And of course on YouTube World. Hello, YouTube. Hit that like button. That's the thumbs up one if you like the show. Subscribe if that's your desire. And then hit the bell if you want to be alerted when I go live. And then, regardless of how you're listening to me, make sure you stop in and say hi in one of the chat rooms. Or if you don't want to do that, which if you're driving, that would be bad, send me an email later at wildpaisley@gmail.com. That's WILDEPAISLEY@gmail.com. Let's see, no matter... if you want to support the show, you can do that by going to etsy.com/shop/Monarch Mountain Studio with MTN for mountain. Or you can go to patreon.com/TheSpacesBetween. And if you want to just do a straight up support without buying anything or other commitment, you can do the cash tag, and that's $, The Spaces Between. And I hope y'all are just having a grand Saturday as you're looking at the full moon. Or Sunday, or whatever day it is in your life. Oh my. Don't mind me. Hi. Justin, you're so silly. Justin, send me an email, wildpaisley@gmail.com. I need to find out some pricing for ordering some things, or what's your storefront, because I know you've told me before, but it hasn't connected, and I'd write it down, but I do have a utensil. Oh, look at that. I have a piece of paper and a pencil. Boop. Look at me go. Or send Don a message. Don Longbeard, I don't know what his email address is or how to get a hold of him. I throw things at him. That's about all I know. But yeah, it's all good. And then the call lines are open tonight, and that is 213-233-3998. Or if you're across the pond in the UK, it's 44203-393-2871. So thank you all for joining me here on my spiritual journey, because, I have discovered just we learn more as, or the lessons sink in better if we're teaching, as, with learning. Because, often the neural pathways connect a little bit differently. And that's just what happens. Sometimes that knowledge just sits in your noggin a little bit better. So, tonight, speaking of learning and such, talking about wands and staffs and the meaning of different woods and such. And I went over this, year and a half ago, back when I still had a 1-hour show, one night a week. And I try to fit as much information into 1 hour as I possibly could. And it was a little bit overwhelming for me, as the one trying to spit out all the information. And probably for y'all, just trying to hear the information. Because, sometimes it was just a wee bit overwhelming. Yeah, it was just insane. Sorry, I seem to be developing one of my awesome migraines, so I've discovered that if I Powerade it up or Gatorade or some sort of sugary, sweet electrolyte combination early, it makes it go a little faster, and not quite as strong sometimes. Unfortunately, all I have is grape. Ugh. Grape. I don't know why. Why would you do that to your taste buds voluntarily? I'm just doing it. It's medicinal at this point. That's my excuse, and I am sticking to it, by golly, because it can. So there. So wands and staffs, yes, and the meanings of different woods. And so just with any type of tool that you might use, doesn't matter if it's wands, staffs, bowls, bells, runes, spirit boards, or anything like that. Chris, no joke, I ended up with stupid cat hair reattaching or something. I don't know. Showed up about halfway through my afternoon at work, and I felt like I was just going to yak up another frickin' hairball, and it's like, bleh. Bleh. So, yes, Nancy, lots and lots of water. I've noticed if I don't have a water bottle, I don't drink enough water. Which is ridiculous because, hey, Julia, I have a faucet and water comes out of it, and it's really good water. But if I don't have a water bottle, I forget I need to drink water. And instead, I just drink coffee, which has a slightly different result. So anyways, back to tools. So it doesn't really matter what tool it is. If you have the opportunity to and the ability to handcraft the tools from scratch, or repurpose things and turn them into other stuff from scratch, you're imbuing those tools with your own personal energy and your own personal signature. And often those tools will work better with you. In part because when you're creating these things, you're focusing your intent and your desires and the things that you're looking to accomplish into the tool that you're crafting. And that's why when people say, "Oh, well, this isn't okay," I've read this on, I think it was a Reddit board a while back, and it was one of those things where they said, "Oh, this isn't a real Ouija board. I just drew this out on a piece of paper." And so it doesn't mean the same. Well, no, Honey Bunch is actually stronger than you would think, because you are connecting to it because you drew it. It's your energy. And same with any kind of spirit board or energy board. If you have you're doing divination with a pendulum and you want a yes/no board, that kind of thing, just to make life easier, which I get, then that's going to have more of your energy and your desires and such imbued into it than if you bought one, or if you just discovered one. No, if you bought one, seriously, because it's your energy that's into it. So when it comes to our craft and our practice, two of the most common tools associated with witchcraft or paganism of any kind is a staff and the wand. And, well, neither of these will actually choose the user, like in Harry Potter, when he walks into the wand shop and he picks one up and things happen, or his hair fluffs up, or the light from above goes and is shining down upon him. No, that doesn't really happen that way generally. We don't all, generally speaking, we're not walking around with a special effects studio behind us, making our experiences even more awesome than they already are. It's just some woods, some things will choose you. Like Naysay is currently working on a new wand from an oak tree that was struck by lightning. That's, in a way, very much that piece of wood was selected by the elements to come loose from the tree and do its own thing, and being crafted into another tool. That's pretty normal. I have a walking staff that's an elderwood walking staff, and it's and I'll get into the different types of wood later. But elderwood or elderberry wood is often a stronger energy. You have to have it's not for the faint of heart or a beginner, often. Not always, but often. And I had been thinking as I was out, wandering the properties, like, I really wish I had a walking staff or something like that. Just as I think we're mushroom hunting in part of the 20 acres that we live on here. And because I've got some back and hip issues, sometimes a little bit of support is a good thing. And it just, something. and I happened to see this stick, and I picked it up. It's like, wow, this is exactly the right height. It's as tall as I am. And the wood, there was no bark attached to it, and it was smooth, and it fit comfortably in my hand. It's like, woohoo, I found a staff. And then I got to looking at it and comparing it to the wood grain to some of the other branches and stuff around. And by golly, it is about a 5'9", almost 6 foot long piece of elderberry wood that's almost straight. It's insane. And awesome. Very, very awesome. So to me, that's like being, you're called to it, or it's speaking to you, and it's saying, hey, pick me up. Just like any kind of other wild crafting that you might be doing out in the woods or the ocean or whatever it is that you're doing, where wherever you might be, and you see something, it's like, oh, this is really cool. Maybe it's a rock or crystal or feather or anything like that. Those things are often signs from your spirit's guides, or just you're at that point in your practice or your life where you need that particular item or tool. And so, yeah, that's when you pick it up, and that's when you move forward. So even though wands or the woods, that for wands or staffs don't, pick you with all those special effects, often you'll discover that different woods definitely have characteristics that reflect both the user and the user's intent and what they're trying to accomplish. Because remember, just like any other show I talk about, intention is just this huge cornerstone and a key component of our workings, our spells, our rituals, our very activities, anything that we do during the day. You wake up in the morning, it's like, what is my day going to be like? You're setting your intention. I'm going to have a great day. You set the intent for the day. Or if you wake up and you're like, ugh, I feel like crap, I'm going to have a crappy day. You know what? You're going to have a crappy day. So intention. Really, really focus that intention first thing. And so when we're creating tools, focus your intention. Wands and staffs are made of very similar components, mostly wood. A lot of different types of wood. Some staffs and wands are adorned with glyphs or runes, stones, crystals, feathers, bones, things like that. They vary quite a bit. And for those who are not very good at crafting, because let's face it, we're not all Pinterest pals, and not everybody has the time to create tools. Ooh, yes, paradox fossils. Hi. Yes, copper. Copper's another really good one to have with your staff. But so yeah, if you're not really great at crafting, which is fine, and if you do purchase something, like you can go purchase a dowel if nothing else. If you're, cleanse it and then adorn it with things that are you attract or you want to use to attract the things to you, to really tune that tool to yourself. because often you're going to find different symbols that are part of your path, just like, say, the cross for Christians, the triple moon, the raven, like I have, all of that is very much a part of your path. You may want to put those symbols onto, or put those as a part of your tools, whether you're painting them on, buying pre-made stickers and gluing them on, or printing something out and using it as a template, whatever it is, to represent your path, and it'll make it your own. So even though it's a pre-made item, it really helps you to tune yourself and tune that tool to you. Now, the purposes of either a wand or a staff can vary depending on what you want to accomplish and what the focus of your intent is. At its very basic, your wand or staff is just another tool as a focal point for your castings and other work. While very similar, a wand is different from a staff, mostly because, a wand is tiny. It's about the same length, generally, from your elbow to your fingertip, ish, and that is an ish because not all wands are created equal. Not all wands need to be big. Some wands are quite small. I have, what is this? Roughly 8-inch, 6-inch, I don't know, selenite wand that I use. It's about 1 inch in diameter, ish. I'm just, I'm a girl. I don't measure things. It's an ish. It's an about. I know, Chris, I was waiting for someone to comment or not comment. Even when I cook, I rarely measure things. I often just say, yep, that's about right. So, yeah. Wands are often, time out, black tree, Julie. My dogs eat pumpkin. It's really pretty okay for them. Sometimes the spices you put in your pumpkin are not good for the dogs. But if your dog is silly enough to eat pumpkin, then yeah. I had a dog that loved green tomatoes, so dogs will eat pretty much anything. And if they think it's yours, they'll take it twice as fast. So wands are often used to invoke the deities that you're working with, or draw the intention of the spirits that you're working with. It's an extension of the practitioner, not necessarily an extra hand, but it's a guide. It's a guide point. It helps you direct your path, or your intention, or your energy. Wands don't perform magic on their own. It's a tool. Just like a hammer is not going to get up, walk over, and pound a nail into the wall. Your wand is not going to get up, fly around, and create magic on its own. Yes, paradox is right. It's an amplifier. That's about it. They are not animate in any way, shape, or form. But they do contain the metaphysical properties of the elements, or the things that it was created from. So the different wood types. I have one that I'm working on where I've tipped it with petrified wood. So the elements on that are going to be a little bit different. This one here that I have right at the desk, the selenite wand, I use that for energy work, for cleansings. It's a focus thing. Well, the selenite's just good for cleansing in general, but that's what it's for. It is for cleansing. Often practitioners will have multiple wands or staffs because you'll need something a little bit different for each of those deities or those spirits. The ones that you work with, the dominant ones, or you may have a general wand that you use kind of for everything, and then you may have one or two specialty wands for specific things, like one for cleansing, for instance, or one for healing, or maybe you have a tool specifically for hand fastings or something like that. So, yeah, something to that effect. Now, rather interesting trivia. Historically, the CEL in Celts, so the Kel, or the GER in German, both mean wand. So just a interesting thing. But yeah, the wands are used either specifically or as a multi-purpose tool. They're used in circle casting to create an energetic circle. You can use them technically to draw a circle on the ground if that's what you really want to do. A wand can represent air or water on your altar, and if your wand has multiple elements to it, it could be very representative of a lot of different things. In other episodes or other shows, I've talked about how your altar is not necessarily this table with all these things on it. It could be a combination of things. So if you are in the broom closet, the pagan pantry, maybe you have a walking staff that you use to when you're out hiking, and maybe your walking staff is symbolic of your altar rather than having a bunch of things spread out all over, because a lot of people will have a walking staff and it's no big deal because it's like, well, what's that? It's like, oh, that's my walking staff. I take that too, just in case I see, dogs or bears or what have yous, or help me dig up mushrooms or something like that. Yeah, so just, thereabouts. Let's see. Hold on. Bloop. Don's in the house. Hello, Don.
Hola.
So.
What are they doing now? What are you doing, dog?
It's just a Kimber being a Kimber. So, with the wand, like I mentioned, the length is measured from your elbow to your index finger and is often about as wide as your thumb. It should not be extraordinarily heavy, but it should be weighty enough that you can feel the power to it or feel the energy of it, but not awkwardly, if that makes sense. If you're going to choose to handcraft one from a branch, choose one that's longer than your desired length, and then trim it down to the correct size. That way you can get it to the right length, right dimension, because often when you pick something up, a wild branch, as you are, trimming off or scraping the bark or trimming the branches, you might come across different imperfections in the wood that give it character or added, interest or energy that is needed for the tool, for the wand. But yeah, you want to make, generally speaking, you're going to want to strip the bark and trim up the protrusions, like the branches that you've trimmed off. Make sure they're not excessively pokey. Sand them down, make them smooth, and you'll probably want a flat surface of some sort on each end, or maybe round it off, whichever is preferred.
Hollow them out and put a dragon scale in it.
Sure, you could do that, or you could also, if it's slightly hollow, you could add stones, crystals, metal bits, something with, for instance, if you're trying to do energy work, something that's going to help you focus the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Or cleansing, maybe you want to shove some tourmaline in there. Help.
Maybe a quartz.
Quartz, salt, technically, I suppose you could. Copper, yeah, you could do copper wire. Just be careful with copper. Copper's quite grounding. Just whatever it is, because when you're putting something in there, it's going to act as a capacitor a bit. And if you...
A flux capacitor?
It's not that kind of show, but sure. It's like Back to the Future.
Sure.
mixed with Harry Potter?
Yeah, sure.
Okay then. But yeah, you want to often cap your wand with a stone or crystal to serve as a capacitor because they're going to accumulate energy and or power that you'll then channel through your wand and then release at the correct time or in the correct direction and purpose. And I'm going to stop right there because it's only a minute until break and before I get to the next little bit here. 1.41 gigawatts. Yeah. You guys are goofy. I love my chat room. Y'all are nuts. I appreciate every moment that I spend with you all. Harry Future. Oh. You guys. I don't know. I've got like 10 seconds before the break.
Okay.
Got a 10-second thoughts?
Yeah, I have no 10-second thoughts. They're all very involved.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They're not fleeting, light of foot. Yeah. We're going to break. We'll be right back. Maybe we'll talk then.
I go, Lord, within the sun. As we will, so mote it be, the spell forever does.
Hello, my lovely. We're off adventuring into the spaces between. I'm Mr. Don Longbeard. Hello, Don. How's the show with Paranormal Portal and Mr. Brent?
Good as usual.
Yeah.
We were talking about spontaneous human involuntary invisibility.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Apparently it is.
Wow. What happens?
They spontaneously disappear.
Do they ever come back?
Yes. It's like, I was never here.
So, funny story there is an odd duck.
No.
Yeah.
You don't say.
Yeah, odd duck. Anyways, when we were kids, back in the day when the phone was still attached to the wall, a long time ago, and people would call for my dad because we were farm types and we had cows and pigs and insanity all over the place. And my dad would be outside doing chores and we'd see him through the windows. He's out there, giving hay to the cows or feeding the pigs, whatever. And the phone would ring. We would answer the phone and be like, hey, my uncle for wanting to talk to my dad, or my grandma or somebody wanting to talk to my dad. So we'd set the phone down, go to the door, because we had just seen him right there, and then holler for him. And he wouldn't be there. He was like, and so he's like, all right, well, he was just here. He could not have gone that far. The truck's still here, all that. Go through the whole property, basically. Can't find him anywhere. And so we go inside. It's like, hey, sorry, I'll have to take a message, get name and number, and we'll tell him that you called. And as soon as we hang up the phone, my dad would show up again. It's like, the standing joke is he was just out contacting the mothership, but you never know. Maybe it's that spontaneous human invisibility and, portal walking because he didn't want to deal with whomever was on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, still a standing joke. It has never changed. It doesn't matter where we are, what state he lives in. He just randomly disappears for the duration of a phone call. It's bizarre.
He knows he's calling and he just doesn't want to be there, yeah.
I mean, this is the same guy when he walks by a computer tower. The computer crashes. He just has an odd electrical signature to him. No, he can't even wear a watch because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And he has an old Motorola flip phone. Or Nokia, I think it is, not Motorola. So, yeah. Some people. But, yeah.
What are you talking about tonight?
Wands and staffs.
Wands and staffs.
How long is my selenite wand?
6.5 inches.
Okay.
Why?
I said 6 or 8 or I don't know. And Chris goes, not laughing.
It's not the size of the wand that counts.
I don't think the direction he was going. But yeah. So. But yeah. I don't know. I was just wondering because I was using it as an example. So we're talking about capacitors and stones or crystals that you might want to put on the end of your wand. Because, yeah, they're going to basically be a battery that you're soaking your energy into or helping to cleanse energy. So you're going to want to choose a stone or crystal that resonates with you and what you're trying to do. Often people will use amethyst or amber, obsidian, or quartz. Those are probably the most common. Amber will disrupt negative emotions and convert them into positive. So if you're trying to cleanse a space of negative energies or the ghostly haunts, then this would be the one to probably use. Amethyst will helps with focus and clarity of thought. Obsidian is a fast-acting and powerful. So this is one that you want to charge and use. It won't just sit there and be patient at all. It's a zinger. And quartz is just an amplifier of energy and very, very balanced. So quartz is generally stone or crystal that people will pick up and start carrying around in their pockets. Quartz is an amplifier of energy, not just of energy itself, but of any energy that it might be with a different stone. So say you want to use amber to disrupt those negative emotions. So maybe if you're going to be doing a lot of energy work for cleansing houses or people or spaces, whatever, maybe you're going to want both the amber and the quartz because
interchangeable gems or interchangeable stones or a wholly different wand.
a wholly different wand. You're gonna because so
So it's like having different bits for your drill.
yeah, well, different.
No,
No,
it'd be more different
different
drills.
screwdrivers.
Yeah, screwdrivers. Yeah, that's
Yeah, instead of bits for your drill, you want different screwdrivers because sometimes you need a Phillips, sometimes a torque, and sometimes a standard, and sometimes you need a hammer.
flathead.
Yes. But quartz is just so yes. If you've got something that you want extra of, add quartz to it. But quartz itself is a very good tool. You're just no, it's not bits.
I didn't say
You
anything.
don't just twist and unlock your stone, your capstone.
Why
you
not?
Could.
You could just you just use a thread. You put a helicoil in there and just thread one on, thread one off.
If that's what you want to do with a little pouch with all your different.
Sure, why not?
For me, it's because I would have different glyphs or runes or whatever on the
Okay,
handle
yeah.
for protection, for instance, or for healing, or for the
Cracking
general
somebody
stuff.
on the head.
That's a billy club.
Oh,
So
they're where I'm from. They're called goodnight sticks.
good night six, yeah, basically. So just whatever it is that you're going to use, and the energy from leaking out. So
Yeah, you don't want to go backfiring into your
yeah,
eye.
yeah, you don't want to yeah. You don't want to have to tune your wand often. You want to make sure there's no backfire.
Better change them plugs.
So, ooh, that's very cool. Aussie found a stone that has some bright blue flecks in it. I don't know.
Carbonite.
Maybe, yeah. Bright blue.
Lapis lazuli.
Or blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's right.
Aquamarine.
Aquamarine has blue. It depends on the color of the blue. Take it to your local rock hound. They would know. Yeah, but the cap, when you're capping a wand, this would be a good place for copper if that's what you're going to use, or
Rubber.
Steel if that's what you want. Rubber, you sure if you want to go
It's
boing.
non-conductive.
Yeah. Oh, that's so bad,
no.
Naysay.
Naysay.
So Naysay gave us a
No, don't.
yes. No, this is awesome. Because So why are flat earthers such horrible mechanics? Is the question, and Naysay says they refuse to use any other tool but a flathead screwdriver. Oh yes,
boy.
that's hilarious. So when it comes to embellishing your wand,
Okay.
you want to use your imagination to personalize one that was a prefab, which there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they're everywhere. Etsy, Amazon, Walmart. Walmart has smudge kits for $13.99
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
with 2-day shipping. I just think it's hilarious. And yeah, talk about not knowing where anything is sourced. Yet no.
Yeah, definitely.
Because sage and cedar and a turkey feather, and then
A turkey feather?
a turkey feather,
Oh,
and then an abalone shell. Well, abalone is not. We're rapidly getting into that risk category, so you want to make sure abalone is.
Palo Santo.
And Palo Santo, if it's not ethically harvested, is bad for the tree. So, yeah. Sure, you can get it from Walmart, but
You get what you pay for.
truth.
Is that really myrrh? Is it really frankincense? Probably not.
Oh, is
And
that
if it is, it's a little tiny nugget like this big.
right? Absolutely so. Yeah. So yeah, when it comes to your embellishments for your wands and your staffs, use your imagination to personalize it. The things that are true to you.
You can get on Etsy and buy pulverized gems.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
And-
gem
and-
sand. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could use
Very
gold
nasty.
leaf. You're such a derp.
It's in my eyes.
If you are handcrafting, you could stain it or paint it. Often, all-purpose colors are white, black, purple, blue, or yellow, because all those colors are associated with the mind in some way, shape, or form. So if you're trying to focus that energy,
Ew.
time out. So Chris bought a singing bowl and it was rusty, and the bag it came in was moldy. Well, I would take it out of the bag and not put it back in. And you should. I would use water and salt.
There is this.
Because the singing bowls are.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah, your gentle dish soap. If you bought it like secondhand or something like that, absolutely. Aquamarine Aussie. Oh, you threw it away. Whoop.
Actually, I said kyanite, but that's
In the bowl away. I would have thrown the bag away, but the bowl I would have. Well, add water. It changes the tone. Just don't drink it. But anyways, yes, white, black, purple, blue, or yellow colors that are associated with the mind. I might want to wrap the lower third of the wand with leather or some other binding or cordage for a handle to make it easier to grip. Maybe put a loop on it so you can leave it around your wrist if you're doing things and not lose it completely. Let's see. And then when you cap the end, you could drill a hole in the cap to thread an eye loop in or eye ring into it so you can have other...
What's she doing?
She's broken. Sorry. Drama is the kitty sitting on the desk that you can't see. And
she's being weird. She just cocked her head again. She's like, what are you talking about?
Well, she's trying to get my attention. Yeah, see, she wants to touch me.
Oh.
Yep, paying attention. Kyanite is Knite.
Yeah.
For those of you on YouTube world, my camera is not going out. It just has a tail on the way.
Oh, geez, yeah. It blocked it the whole thing out.
Yeah. If you are wanting to put runes or sigils or other images on your wand, you might want to use a sharp knife, but be careful, not too sharp. Actually, no. Sharp knife is be aware of your carving. That you want to be careful with your cutting tool. Wood burning tool, like a
Say wood burning.
Wood burning tool. Because and you might want to just straight up draw the rune on there with pencil or your imagery with pencil and then burn it in. That way you're not getting just your freehand's good, but the images
your free burn doesn't go away.
Right. And that it's like kind of like some of those tattoos you see. Someone walks in, hey, I want a tattoo of my kid's face, and
oh, God.
And here's this really, really cool picture of your kid looking super duper cute. And then the tattoo comes out looking like, an alien child from Mars. So, yeah, just...
oh, he got his money back.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that, Chris. Because Grouchy's all get out.
$70 for it.
Oh, my stars.
Yeah. He better have got his money back, yeah.
Yeah. Blah. That's not good. So, I'm going to say the wand's real basic. It's a tool. And if you buy something, personalize it. Add feathers, ribbons, beads, strings, cordage, stone. It is. Because you're going to want to personalize it. You want to make it...
you want it to resonate.
Yeah, resonate with you, and reflect what you're trying to accomplish.
Roll up into a spot and you got this little... You pull your stuff out, your duffel, and you got this little tool bag. You unroll it. Wand for that, wand for this, wand for that. It's like, a mechanic's bag,
Yeah, pretty much.
It's your tool kit.
It's your toolkit. Yep. So a lot of, what I just went over for wands can also be used for staffs. But staffs, you can also really make those embellishments bigger, more detailed. So Julia asks, she says it's good that it went back. So Chris, yes, 0 Point Crystals is a local rock shop here in the Sandpoint area.
You should charge them $5 for that.
All right, it's actually really freaking awesome. We have patrons from all over the world come in and they tell us like hours anywhere else. Exactly, because we have a lot of
It
diversity.
really takes a lot of stones to run a business like that.
Yes, make sure that or we make sure that we've got really good, well sourced stuff, are in the store, and people really, really like what's there. And yes, they have a really good selection of singing bowls, in the keyed to the different chakras that are a full 7 bowls, and there's hand hammered, tuned, and then straight up machine cut. So what's online is what you see. If there's something that you're wanting, often you can just send the owner an email and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And she knows enough vendors now, because she's been doing this for 20 some odd years, that she can really help you out. So that's where I got mine, which we'll play at the top of the hour. So there. So back to the staffs. So yeah, a lot of the stuff that you're going to do for your wands, you can do for your staffs. Some of the staffs that you're choosing, you can integrate the burls or knots or whatever into your glyphs in your decoration that you're adding to your wand. The staffs are also known by other names. Says, hey, what's that big stick? You say, hey, this is my staff, or this is my club. La. Pike staff is another word, or pole. Prop or rod, stave, which you've heard stave, a wand. Honestly, staffs could be called wands also. Walking sticks, a bastonado or bastonade, bat, baton, billy club, bludgeon, cudgel, nightstick, rung, sap, shillelagh.
Those are also very violent.
Mm-hmm. Truncheon, for you Australian friends there, it's a waddy. Yes, some of them are often very, very associated with some negative stuff, like bludgeon someone. Yes, technically, Chris or Aussie, you could use a golf club if that's your jam.
Happy Gilmore style. Price is wrong, Bob.
Right. So, yeah, you're really just, a walking staff or, yes, a war club. Yes, you could call it a war club, Chris. There's the different things. Silly cat keeps licking me now. If she would just come upstairs and cuddle, she wouldn't be so demanding when I'm down here on air. If you are looking to trim a branch from a live tree to create a staff or a wand, you're going to want to talk to the tree first. Make sure you have the right tree and you're selecting the right thing from the tree. For instance, in the Midwest and the much warmer places, poison ivy grows big enough that you can use it for a wand or a staff, but you want to make sure that's not what you're trimming, and just a slight lot. And yeah, so be careful. But ask permission before you cut it. Aaron says average size. I'm not quite sure what.
Never mind, just leave it alone.
Okay. I was going to be literal. But meditate. Meditate and focus your intent. And talk to the tree. Say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Is it okay if I do this thing? And make sure your intention is correct. As you're meditating and grounding just a bit, you will notice a branch that is maybe bent or broken or needs to be trimmed from the tree, if the tree is given its true permission. If that's the case, make sure you say thank you. Sometimes you need to leave a gift. Depending on where you're at, if you have a bottle of water, pour a little bit of water out for the tree. I mean, that's a true gift for a lot of trees in a lot of drier areas. Or Epsom salt, or like me, I seem to add the fruit pulp or something when I make wine. So yeah. For the wand, again, it's from your elbow to your index finger. For a staff, it wants to be about shoulder high, about. And again, not so big and heavy that it's awkward. But also, if you're going to be using it for a walking staff and using it to put any weight on, you want to make sure it's strong enough, and so therefore big enough that you can do so without it breaking. Because there's nothing like, face planting, and that would hurt. A little. Trying to think, there was something else I was going to say. For walking staff, yes, you could put a little rubber stopper on the end of it to cap it, because that'll give you a little bit extra, grip in town or someplace not.
Plus, it can hide a sharpened edge.
Technically, yes, you could put a sharpened edge on it and cover it with a rubber stopper. Or a piece of cork or something. If you're going to be out and about and in the woods, you're going to want a little bit more of a point, something to grip the ground a little bit, or poke into the ground, especially if you're going to be using it to help you go mushroom hunting or wildcraft or try to get things, because sometimes you may want a bit more of
some extra reach.
Yeah, extra reach.
Or extra help off or farther and farther every year.
Yeah. Yeah, spear staff. Those are out there. So Todd asks, what about a branch that came off in a windstorm? Do I have to talk to the tree about it? No. At that point, the tree has said, nope, I'm done. I don't need this anymore. I'm getting rid of it. I've just had my Britney spell and I got rid of everything. That should be fine. I would still say thank you to the tree and make sure the tree doesn't need anything, because sometimes those branches come down because maybe there's some rot in the branch, a little extra water, or some. Often just a thank you. Honestly, you can hug a tree sometimes.
Yes, Julia, elderberries grow right here on our property.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you knew that. You drive by one every time you come by.
Mm-hmm. Actually, elderberries are quite common here in North Idaho. There's a lot of them, because they are hollow-ish. They've got a.
They're more of a cane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more of a cane. Exactly. You're welcome, Todd. Aussie says there's a drought where he's at, and often if you're someplace with a drought, water is a huge gift to a tree. It doesn't have to be a lot, just something. So we're about to go to our top of the hour break. When we come back, we're going to talk about wood types and characteristics right after I do the singing bowl. And then Emma will interfere into the camera again because she's... Anyways, we will see you guys in a few, so hang out.
Songs of love. Mother of darkness, mother of light, earth beneath us, soul in flight, songs of love and love of life, guide us to our heart.
Hello, my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild, and we're off adventuring into the spaces between. Chris, it was not a cheap one. It's a 5 Buddha bowl. See if I can find. I can't type. Whoops. It helps to have number lock on. Oh yeah, that's how you spell it. So the one I have should be right around $100 ish. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on where you're at. This one's not. They don't have this one for sale right now at the store. I haven't actually seen it anywhere else, which is weird. But most of the bowls come from Nepal, and they're handcrafted by a village there that the owner of the store knows personally. So, yes, Drama's co-hosting. She's right here. Yeah, I'm gonna scare her off though because I've got the singing bowl going. So. This is a C note. C is mostly, and I really prefer the C note actually, because you really do need a good foundation to build upon, and if you don't have that good foundation for your practice or your spiritual beliefs or anything like that, makes it really hard to have that growth that you need or that you want. And so yeah, just be aware of what you got going on in the world. And yeah, I like my Buddha bowl a lot. So do it one more time. All right, so I got a couple questions going on here. One, Chris Jarvis, real quick. So Chris says that he read an article that said the whole Tibet thing was a marketing scam started in the 70s and that singing bowls have only 80 years. That's not entirely true. Singing bowls have been used in the Eastern societies and Eastern cultures for roughly 6 millennia. So they've been around for a while. I'm not sure who told you or what author said it was something that's only been around, a couple of decades. Probably one of those
Skeptics.
Yeah, I was trying to find the right word, but that's a good word. The skeptics, the ones that don't believe in the energy of the singing bowls or the energy of healing with sound. What's ultrasound? ultrasound therapy, where they use ultrasound waves for treatment of wound or muscles and such and pain. I've had ultrasound therapy on my knees.
I've had ultrasound therapy. Is my mic on?
No, because you have food. So
Oh.
yes, now it is.
Well, I've had ultrasound therapy for my tendonitis and things like that. So, but yeah, I mean, sound healing's been around forever. What do you think a shaman shaking his rattle for is? It's sound therapy. It's, there's different ideas behind it, chasing away evil spirits or, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they've also postulated that they use sound to move the blocks that built the Great Pyramids. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Sound has been used for pretty much ever. I mean, with the singing bowls, it's a meditation focus, and it's not just monks. It's or not necessarily religious people, but healers in general. I've used the singing bowls because you can meditate using the 70 bowls or the 70 bowls, the singing bowls, to help deal with pain. Because I mean, you can use meditation or hypnotherapy to help with the focus, like if you're getting dental work done, because you don't focus on the dental work. Instead, you're focusing on the sound from the bowls. So yeah, it's quite a bit out there. So yeah, and unfortunately, there as much information is out there. There is that much misinformation, and it's it's an adventure. Let's see. Trying to find an answer. So Todd, apparently you need
What did you do again?
nothing.
I haven't touched that computer in like a week now.
Okay, so it says threat secured. We've safely aborted connection on letlessu3.live because it's infected with.
That's awesome. At least it's working, but holy crap, dang it.
I just don't know what to tell you. Well, part of it, I'm looking here at the different. Todd wants to know a little bit more detail about how it needs to be. All right, we'll try this again. Can you go into more detail about how I need to be more careful with copper due to the grounding effect? So copper is a huge conductor of energy. Just straight up any kind of energy, especially like electricity. Your coax cables, so your phone lines, all of that. So energy. It's if you're going to use copper, it's just be careful. Don't overwhelm your wand or your staff with copper, because then it'll just be basically like gripping a live current rather than a tool. So let's see. Did I catch everything up?
Well,
Yes.
Cookie said I just meant the bowls, particularly because of the articles that he's seen. But no, bowls themselves, bowls have been used for years. I mean, for longer than the 70s.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch out there that really want to poo-poo and naysay. Sorry, naysay. The things that happened anything or more recently than the last couple decades, because if you ignore history or you disregard history, or you teach that history never made any sense or it never happened, then it's a lot easier to herd the sheeple into a corner. So just and that's, I gotta tell you, it's such a frustrating thing when I do research, because having a book library is not very financially friendly because books are not cheap. I love books. I love holding books. I love having books. That's why I have so many bloomin' books. But a lot of the research books I just don't have, and a lot of local libraries just don't have them because
They're not interested in what you're interested in.
exactly they're not, and because it's not mainstream.
It's not acceptable.
Yeah, no, not just accept. Yeah, it's not acceptable. It's just not mainstream, and so online to do a lot of research and. But anymore, half of the information you might find online has to do with games, RPG games. RPG, is that the right role-playing games? Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure I'm using the right words. And such, or Magic the Gathering, or World of Warcraft, or Skyrim, etc. And so you really have to read the information and make sure you're getting information from a credible source rather than just like Wikipedia,
Right.
which isn't credible like everybody wanted it to be. Paradox. I love going to rare bookstores. I am not allowed to go into them unsupervised.
Nope.
Or with any kind of plastic card to pay for said book.
Pilfer said book.
Yeah, I'm not going to pilfer said book because, a lot of those rare books are not exactly
in our budget.
I was going to say inexpensive. Often they're quite expensive. But I do keep my eyes open, like eBay, Amazon. Oddly, you find some weird things in the local thrift stores.
That's true.
I mean,
somebody just recently said they found something in a thrift store and found out it was worth like 40 times what they paid for it. What was it? I don't remember.
Well, one of our local nonprofit thrift stores that we have here, somebody donated a crystal, and it was in 3 different segments, and they took it apart because like, what are we going to do with it? And they researched it and discovered it was like this big, huge crystal, rarish kind of thing, and it ended up. It was donated, and they got like thousands of dollars for the blasted thing because it was, it's insane. And it's, flea markets. Yes, I'm not allowed to go to those either. Auctions. I'm not allowed to go to auctions, unsupervised, because I'm kind of a sucker for the dollar box.
Yep.
And, I love to go yard sailing and garage sailing, and that's another one of those things. I limit myself to the amount of cash. It's, to me, that kind of stuff is worse than any gambling habit I could ever possibly have. Because if I'm going to the casino, it's because I have $20 and that's all I'm going to spend. So, know your limits and know your weaknesses. And flea markets, auctions, yard sales, thrift stores. Yeah, those things. My favorite used bookstore in Coeur d'Alene is no longer there. I'm quite sad. Yeah.
Really?
Yep, it's a salon now.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm very sad about that. Very, very sad. Because they had some fantastic books and they were able to source some really good ones. So
that's where I bought a lot of those H.P. Lovecraft books.
Yep. But yeah, I in a perfect world, I would have a room probably 3 times the size of the one that we're sitting in.
That's pretty big.
Filled with bookshelves full of books, and a couple of comfy chairs to just kind of hang out and read books and relax in. So, but that's in a different budget in a world far, far away. So, or at least not right here. Julia says there's a good bookstore in Bonners. May have to go there.
She also says the Meandering Moose is a good one too. I've never been there.
No.
Isn't that the one that's over by Foster's Crossing?
I think so. And then there's Something Shiny often has good stuff, and then Inquire Within is another local store.
Huh?
Inquire Within.
Never even heard of that one.
That's over by Evans Brothers Coffee Shop. So,
Yeah. Beignet. Bonner's has beignet.
Well, I don't know that I've ever had any of those. So, yeah. Yes, I would love books. Lots of books. Love books. They are an addiction. There are worse things to be addicted to.
That's true. Oh,
Possibly lighter.
Aaron
things to
Aaron
be.
said he's got deer antlers laying around.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Can I have them?
It depends on how much shipping is, and if he's willing to ship them.
Okay.
So I asked him earlier.
Okay. And
I don't know where Aaron lives.
I'm waiting for an answer.
I don't know if Aaron's listening. I know he was in here a little bit ago.
Well, you need to talk to Aaron.
Oh, Aaron.
Beeler. Beeler.
Bueller. I saw him the other day.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he came through the store I just left.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Ben Stein lives in Sandpoint.
Well, hope.
Yeah, about half the time. Julia has never seen Ben Stein. Really? How'd you?
Talked to him just like 3 weeks ago.
He goes to my favorite ice cream place. He wanders around downtown a lot, and
We've seen him sitting out. We've been sitting out in Duff's. Hi, Deb.
hey, Deb.
Sitting out outside McDuff's. He's walked by. Hey, Ben, how you doing? So, yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Oh yes, antlers. I am happy to have antlers donated to me to create things because yes. All right. So we were talking about wood types and characteristics, and yes, you can use antlers as part of your wand making or staff making. Yes. You guys. So wood types, characteristics. Got a list. Oh, Chris Jarvis. Bones. I wish we had someone here locally that worked for DOT for carcasses, because I get the stink eye when I
We
bring too
do.
many carcasses home.
We do.
Yeah, who?
Dory McIsaacs.
But she crafts too, so I don't know that
Oh, she does? I didn't know that.
Well, she's a witch, but I guess that doesn't. But yes, I was. Yeah, Vigo is local. Yeah, Vigo Mortensen lives local too.
Yeah, so does Demi Moore.
And
Bruce
Demi-
Willis.
They're further south there in the Treasure Valley.
Still.
But
Dennis Franz.
yeah, Peas and
Lives in
Coeur
Coeur
d'Alene.
d'Alene.
Loves the Stogies.
John Stockton from the Celtics. Lives over in Priest Lake.
Yeah, we've got a lot of famous people up here. I'm sorry, that's horrible. A pox on them. So, Chris, send me an email. I would love. Ooh, teeth. Some teeth. Yes. Okay. On topic for a little bit. Wood types. First on my list is acacia. Acacia is a type of tree. It's got prickly pokes on it, so be careful when you're harvesting. Acacia is often tricky and may refuse to produce magic for any but their owner. So if you're looking for one that is just wanting to be yours and yours alone, that may be the right wood to use. But it works best with highly gifted people. It's very yellow in color and has a rougher texture, so make sure you, when you're sanding it and working with it, you know, to smooth it out, or maybe you like that rougher texture. That way, it's an easier grip. I don't know. Alder is often used by those who tend to be helpful, that are likable and considerate.
What is?
Alder.
Oh.
Alderwood is often slightly pink in color and is really good for the beginner, someone who's not.
Is it very flexible?
Well, no, just easy to work with. It's a very forgiving wood and easy to carve into also. Apple trees are very powerful and well suited to the ambitious personality. It mixes poorly with dark magic, though, and often brittle to work with during creation. So if you're working with it, you may want it to be a little greener and not quite so dry. And then when finished, it'll have a reddish brown tones. Ash, another one of those one owner wands.
You know why?
Why?
Because that's what the world tree, the world tree, the tree of knowledge,
Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil, is an ash tree.
Okay.
It's a giant ash.
Blah blah blah.
It was the one Odin hung himself on for.
Okay. Let's see. So, one owner wand. So this is the one that's going to probably be buried with you because it'll lose in power and negatively impact skill if it's passed down or given to someone else. It tends to bond with those who are stubborn and or courageous, however, not arrogant. Prefers those who are firm in their belief and or purpose. And when finished, will be a pale yellow in color. Aspen prefers an accomplished dualist or someone who's destined to be so. So someone who's willing to work with you and compete. People who want to, competitive nature type peoples. Is well suited to martial magic. So, and again, the protective type.
What type wood?
Aspen.
Aspen. Okay.
And when finished, will be pale. Yes, Naysay says, can I suggest that you utilize all natural materials for your energy flow? Synthesized materials may be cheaper, but don't have quite the same energy flow. Yes. Very, very true, because, pleather doesn't... think about it this way. Pleather does not wear like leather. You
gotta baby powder yourself into it.
Exactly. And so you just make sure you're using, legitimate materials. Poplar, I'll get down to poplar in a bit.
What?
I will get to poplar in a bit.
Did you just call D a bad name?
I did not mean to call D a bad name.
I'll get down to poplar in a minute, bitch. Love you, D.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have a drink. I wanted a glass of wine earlier, and I just still haven't gone there because I shouldn't at this point, but man. Oh, goodness.
Oh, wow.
Exactly, Chris. Pleather, like the fake Michael Jackson jackets everybody wore in the 80s. Yes, those ones. That if they got too hot in the dryer, it might the shiny parts melt off. Yeah. So beech is the next tree. It's where I was trying to go. I'm reading here and I'm reading here. It's the downside of two monitors with 4 screens. So
Goodness.
The beech tree will bond to those who are wise beyond their years or rich in understanding and experience. They do not work with those who are narrow-minded or intolerant. And when well-matched, strength and subtlety and artistry will come out, and tends to be pale, a paler white. The beech tree. You beech tree, you. The birch tree is often quite swishy. Like here...
Swishy?
It's swishy. Here in North Idaho, we have a lot of birch, and I don't know. Yeah, it does make kind of a swish sound when the wind blows through the branches. Oddly, it does not carve very well unless you're a woodpecker, the blasted little buggers. It tends to chunk out rather than carve smoothly, but it's got a very, very light tone. The blackthorn is well suited to those who are your warrior types. So yeah, those who are militant, military, or guardians. Bonding happens when passing through a trial or a hardship. And tends to be loyal to the owner. So this is one of those that you could pass on to your children, your grandchildren, that kind of thing, because it'll bond to the right person. Black walnut, generally someone who's got very good instincts and a powerful insight, prefers those that are self-aware and sincere. And if you're doing charms or creating charms, black walnut's a good choice. It is a hardwood, so it's not very easy to carve sometimes. And keep the holes from your walnuts to stain it that nice dark color. So
Hulls.
holes. I said holes.
Hull.
Okay, you black bean.
Hey.
We're going to break. We'll be right back.
As we will, so mote it be the spell for.
Mother of darkness, mother of light, earth beneath us, soul in flight, songs of love and love of
Sisters of the shining moon, heaven, earth, and sea, I call upon you in this hour, bring magic unto me. Brothers, oh, the cauldron cries, it singeth unto me the songs of Mother Goddess and the Father in the tree.
Hello, my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild, and we are off adventuring into the spaces between. And tonight we're talking about staffs and wands, and kind of went through that in the first part of the show. And now we're just talking about the different wood types. And just real quick, make sure you check out ialife.com. ialife is the official sponsor for Truth Frequency Radio, and combines the best of the CBD and the ayahuasca to help cure what ails you without some of that buzz that you're not wanting. So, what do you got there?
It's my human bean cup.
Yes, it's your human being cup.
Yeah. It was sent to me by Lucid Curiosity, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. It just makes me giggle. You're a human being. Yeah, whole. Everybody, it's funny. We talk to people all around the world, basically, in my store, and the different accents that come through. Sometimes just the accents from within the U.S. are as varied as the different languages that might come through. Yeah.
Lucid Curios. Sorry, it's not Curiosity. It's Curios.
All right. Yep, the 3-bean salad. All right, so black walnut. We just finished that one up. Cedar. Cedar is quietly resilient and often underestimated in its strength. Very reddish tones to the wood, and prefers owners that are perceptive. Cherry wood is often preferred by Norse and Japanese traditions. Very loyal to the owner and has reddish tones. Chestnuts woods prefers to work with people who are talented herbalists and has warm tones to the finished wand. Cypress will bond well with those who tend to be a little bit more self-sacrificing or willing to put themselves in harm's way to protect others. But easy to work with once it's bonded with you. Carves well and easily. I mean, cypress is a beautiful wood. It has very warm tones to it. Dogwood is often quirky and mischievous. Prefers owners that are not overly serious and enjoy having fun. Your pranksters, if you will. But has an underlying strength hidden by that playful nature. Think of your Labrador Retrievers, often extraordinarily playful but fun-loving, and just good to be there for you. Generally a bright red color when finished. Ebony is good for the nonconformist and the one who is okay with not being an in-person, maybe someone who's an outsider, but will bond well with those who holds fast to their beliefs and does not sway from their purpose, as dark gray to black tones. Elder can be tricky to work with. Tends to bond with those who have a destiny and has gray tones when finished. Let's see. Elmwood prefers owners that have presence and ability while maintaining dignity. Generally is easy to focus on when you're casting circles or doing rituals or casting spells. Your thought process is pretty direct there, and considered a little bit more sophisticated. English oak is often quite loyal. Prefers strength, courage, and fidelity. Is brown in tone when finished. Fir expects owners to have strength of purpose.
Chris, Tetsubo's not really a staff. It's more of a long-bladed weapon. But I suppose it can be made. Well, of course, the handle can be made out of whatever you want, I suppose. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Well, I'm pretty sure that if a dog came running at you and was up to or was planning to bite your ankle or rip out your leg,
Well,
your
yeah, but-
Tetsubo would stop said dog.
Yeah, it's on a 6-foot pole with a 2-foot blade. Yeah,
Yep.
that'll work.
Provided the blade is sharp.
Oh, you're talking about Japanese blades.
As long as it's not, for show only. Oh, it's not bladed?
Oh,
Oh, cypress stumps all over the place. That would be beautiful. Let's see. Fur is generally yellow in tone when finished. It's good for those who are strong-willed and focused. Hawthorn is good for healing, but is good at curses as well, which doesn't surprise me at all because I feel that curses and blessings are pretty much synonymous. Just depends on your intent. But it does need to have someone who's skilled, not just the newbie here.
oh yeah, it's iron wrap. That's right.
Let's see, hazel can absorb negative energy and then discharge it unpredictably. So probably not the one that you want to use when cleansing a haunted area. But it does bond well with those who are capable. But you can't really pass this one down. So hazel's good for dowsing because it will often detect water. So if you're looking to try to, find a good place to dig a well. Holly works best those who are trying to overcome anger. It's a
What
very
is holly?
holly. It's a very pale wood, but it helps for those who are on a spiritual quest or journey and control your ADD behaviors, basically. So I can think of a couple people who need some holly charms. Yep.
Oh, it was mistletoe. Mistletoe is what killed Balder.
Okay.
It was a mistletoe spear.
Gotcha. Larch tends to instill confidence or courage in the user, but does not always take carvings very, very well. Laurel is good for those who are not questing for glory, but it does have some natural toxins in it, so you have to be careful when you're finishing it because you probably don't want
Which one?
laurel.
Oh.
So be aware. Wear your gloves when you're working with laurel, and this is one that you'd probably want to finish and seal with a clear coat or a varnish of some sort, so that the tannins don't come out. Mahogany is a symbol of strength, safety, protection, and practicality. Very dark woods, dark tones when you're finishing it. Maple prefers those who like to travel and explore and are ambitious. It can be hard to carve, but once you get the images in there, they're pretty awesome. Pearwood bonds with those who are popular and well respected, very resilient, easy to embellish. It takes those enhancements very, very, very well, and kind of blush tones in the wood when finished. Pine likes those who are independent and loners. Think of the lonely pine sitting out on the top of the mountaintop. Enjoys creativity though, and adapts to new spells easily. And you can use non-verbal magic, so your thought works just as well with pine as speaking the words. Very pale when finished. Poplar prefers those who have a clear moral vision. It's very flexible. There's a bit of myth, though, that says that poplar does not like politicians. Well, you would assume so because the whole clear moral vision. But politicians can be moral. They're just kind of as rare as hen's teeth. Redwood is attracted to those who are resilient. Bonds well with those who are quick-witted. Red tones, of course, when finished. Rowan prefers those who are not on the darker side of the gray path. It's they prefer those who are not as dark, I guess, in thought. Is just like I feel that there's the path, there's light and dark, but it's all the path. Rowan wood generally does not like the darker part of the path. Spruce bonds well with those who are confident and bold, but you have to have some mental agility to work with it. And let's see, I'm seeing other questions and things popping up. I closed a tab and I shouldn't have, of course. Nope, don't want that. Hold on. Instead of trying to reopen a tab and getting that, we've blocked something. I had it saved. I think I had some other stuff in here. Because that's a willow needs to be in there as I'm talking to myself. Don't mind me. Yeah, doggone it. I knew I shouldn't have closed that out. Scrolling. Because
What are you looking for?
Oh, I had 2 different lists up, and I closed one, and I shouldn't have.
Why don't you just right click and
I-
reopen tab?
Because I've opened and closed other things since then. So locust trees are protective and strong. Honey locust can be challenging to work with, but is good for protection and bindings. Another one of those woods that's really good to work if you're going to work with the fae. Some use this wood with spells that deal with beauty and physical appearance, and it's strongest during the dark of the moon. Mahogany is a fire and earth type of wood. It's very well balanced and wants, someone who's got a lot of strength, a lot of energy. Remember, strength is not always physical strength. Sometimes it could be mental strength. But excellent for protection spells. Let's see, olive. So olive from Italy is sacred to Athena and has been used to anoint kings and is a symbol of peace in the Christian philosophy. Olive tends to lend great wisdom and healing energy to your craft. But olive trees from the Holy Land, like Israel, it's more of a Christian-oriented wood or Abrahamic faith wood. So yeah, very, very much a symbol of peace with Christianity. Osage orange is very in tune with the mind. Is good for protection spells. And it was named by French settlers and English after the Great Plains tribe, the Osage. And the tree's large fruit, it's a very spiritual tree and works with matters dealing with earth energy, also known as hedge apple or horse apple. Palm trees are strongly related to water. Black palm specifically is good for magical energies. Red palm is also helps with intuition. Let's see. Rhododendron is anti-inflammatory and hepatoprotective, which is a big word. If I'm going to use the big words, I should probably have the definition available. Oh,
Justin.
I'm ignoring Justin.
Yes, ignore Justin. Ignore Justin, yes.
Is Justin being naughty again?
Yes.
So hepatoprotective is good to help prevent damage to the liver. So rhododendron is good for protection and shelter, and helps with the focus of knowledge, or focusing on knowledge, and enhancing one's awareness of energy,
What is that
or
again?
of enemies. Excuse me, rhododendron.
Oh.
It's very hard though to carve, and is often used for those specialty wood products. So if you're going to carve this one, you probably don't want to use it by hand. You're going to want to use tools. Yep, rhododendron. Rosewood is very feminine. It's good for divination and scrying. Let's see. And kind of a motherly, spiritual, nourishing. So it'll boost intuitive thought and feeling. So it can be carried or worn as a charm for those things, in addition to being used as a staff. Rowan, I mentioned that earlier, but coming back to it, it's ancient, and it will open the mind of the user to new possibilities and understandings, and enhance your innate psychic abilities. In Celtic mythology, it's called the traveler's tree because it prevents those who are on a journey from getting lost. So this would be a good one for a staff, and maybe inlay into a staff. Let's see. So a rowan tree is commonly found growing by a gate or front door to ward off witches in a lot of the Celtic mythology, which I thought was interesting. It's super dense though, so it's hard to carve, so just be aware. Sandalwood raises your energetic vibrations to a more intense level of spirituality. So sassafras is a triple goddess tree, and is symbolized by the 3 different leaves it produces. Sassafras is useful in bringing about positive change. Native Americans and early settlers considered sassafras to be a cure-all for all sorts of ailments. The root bark was once believed to be a curative, capable of treating everything from headaches to malaria, fever, liver problems, stomach aches, and colds. The wand was also believed to increase hunger. The wood, which continues to be used in furniture, was often used in flooring and bedsteads because people believed that the sassafras fragrance would drive away bed bugs and other pesky insects. Yeah. Early settlers also believed that the sassafras would drive away evil spirits and give people a restful sleep. So, snakewood is named for its mottled snakeskin appearance. It's been used to help remedy fever and snake bite in South American peoples, but it has a healing energy to it. Sycamore grows slow, but it thrives in harsh climates, but it helps evoke patience and ability to overcome adversity. Teak is definitely a water element, and feminine is good for defensive work, and if you're really in touch with nature, this is one that you might want to use, but it has the cleansing energy of the sea and is good for helping with your protection spells. Tulip wood is part of the rosewood family, and so it carries a lot of those same traits. Power, positive, and feminine. It's good for divination or work associated with the moon. Yes, sassafras used to be part of your root beer, the sassafras root, which is where you get the root beer from. But they have found that sassafras, when improperly treated, has carcinogens. So they try not to use it in your root beer anymore because not everybody knows how to use it. So tiger wood draws from the element of earth. It is good with defensive spells and sealing magic, so bindings. Walnuts is also feminine and earth element, good for cleansing and protection and dispelling things. Can help with your astral travel or your weather working, and ironically averting lightning, which is, I say ironically because so many walnut trees that I've seen in the Midwest especially do get hit by lightning. Let's see. Wenge or Wenge? I wonder how you pronounce that. Wenge. It's earth and water Prefers someone with strength and versatility. Also good for defense and protection and dispelling dark magic. So it's powerful for meditation and helping one create a more balanced mood and centering thought. Willow is the tree of enchantment. Now, willow has a strong feminine energy, helps with the power of the moon and water, and is really good with psychic energy and good for moon magic. So willow wands are strong in the cycles of life, dealing with death and rebirth, a change, and the will. So it's very emotional, and so it can add vital energy to the sick and elderly. So if you're doing healing or work like that. You mentioned, what was the wood you mentioned earlier? From Norse?
Mistletoe.
Mistletoe. I don't think I have that in here. I don't. I go maple, mesquite, and then mulberry. Yeah, mulberry. Mulberry tree. Mulberry is, in ancient Chinese tradition, is the hermaphroditic mulberry tree. Represents the beginning of time before the separation of the yin and yang, or male and female energies. So mulberry can aid in re-establishing this connection. I thought that was interesting. Da-da-da. I had so many of these in here. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Zebra wood is an earth element, good for healing and repelling other spells, good for cleansing magic or divination. Yew is known as the witch's wood. And it's also the wood of death and draws off the element of water. It's a powerful symbol of death and reincarnation. Often yew is associated with sorcery and dark magic, but is good for rituals and divination. Yew trees have been planted in graveyards to protect the spirits of the dead, and working with yew can reveal the past, bringing wisdom and renewed spiritual strength. Let's see. Anything else that I should say in here? Because, yeah, I've got so many different lists. This is the one I should have been working with. The gum tree is commonly used, or commonly referred to as red gum.
Red gum is only one type of gum tree.
Yeah. Quarter sawn pieces have a ribbon stripe appearance. Grain is interlocked, very fine and uniform in texture. Also known as satin walnut. But it's good for fairy magic. And it can add to the efficacy of any spell, binding the act to the outcome. Has properties of protection, fertility, and prosperity. Sometimes healing, spirituality, and enchantment and enlightenment. So yeah, gum, red gum, sweet gum, any of that is really good. Let's see. There's something I wanted to say in here about all of this. Oh, yes. Silly cat. She came back to visit. Don't bite my finger. No.
Dr. Pepper tree.
Goofy doggone cat. So when it comes to using, wands or staffs or any other tool, consecrate your tool. So make sure you cleanse it prior to working on it. When you, whatever stick it is that you're using for a wand or a staff, or whether it's pre-made or not, you're going to want to cleanse it of any negative energies. Sometimes it's going to be done with a ritual or a circle, put it in a circle, or with the moonlight. We got the full moon coming up, so moonlight's good. But yeah, focus your intent as you embellish and work on your wand or your staff. Ask your deities and your spirit guides for guidance to make sure you're doing the best you can, getting the best information possible, and you're really trying to get the best purpose and such out of your wand. And remember that they really truly are just tools to help you on your path and help you focus your energies. And as you grow on your own path, the tools you need are going to change. So don't be afraid to change up your wand or your staff and add different embellishments or take things away. Just like you with your altar, as your path changes, what's on your altar is going to change. The things that are important to you are going to change. Some things you're going to add, some things you're going to take away. And yeah, it's absolutely okay to have multiple tools for the different purposes that you might have or need to accomplish something. So just make sure you're storing them correctly and not, out in the weather or letting other people play with them. So if you have questions, send me an email. It's wildpaisley@gmail.com. You want to support my bad habit of being on the radio all the time? Yeah, hashtag is $TheSpacesBetween. And then I guess we'll see you next week. We're going to start doing elements. So I've got the 5 elements we're going to talk about. One show per element, so it should be good. I guess that's it for this weekend. So merry meet and merry part and merry meet again. Make sure you get your moon water out. Mark it so Dawn doesn't drink it, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for joining, guys.
As we will, so mote it be, the spell forever done.